welcome back to Data Leaps. My name is Liping. This is Power BI on Databricks tips and tricks. Today we have a special guest. I have invited my coworker Alex to come on the channel and talk to you about SSO pass-through for Power BI on top of Databricks on AWS. I'll let Alex introduce himself.
Thank you, Liping. Hello, everyone. My name is Alex, and I'm a solution architect at Databricks in the Nordics. I'm based in Sweden and been at Databricks for the last 2.5 years. And I've been in the IT industry for the last 10 plus, working with infrastructure, big data, analytics, BI, and building data platforms. So thank you for having me on the channel today, Liping, and excited to be here and do some demos.
Alex is here to talk to you about Power BI SSO pass-through on top of Databricks on AWS. He's built a great demo that he's going to walk us through. And this demo is to show how you can use Unity Catalog access control features to control the end user access to data in Power BI without having to set up separate row-level security in Power BI. In order to do this, you need three things. You need to have enrolled into the private preview of this specific feature. If you are AWS Databricks customers and you're using AAD as an OAuth mechanism. And the second prerequisite is when you connect to Power BI, you need to use Azure Databricks connector. The third prerequisite is you want to use your Power BI semantic model on top of Databricks Delta tables using direct query mode as a storage mode. I'll hand over to Alex and he'll start the demo for us.
Thank you. Let me share my screen. Okay, so we have prepared a demo here using Databricks and Power BI. And what we'll show today is how to connect from an AWS Databricks instance and do SSO to Power BI using Entra ID as your identity provider. On top of that, we're also going to set some fine-grained access control on Unity Catalog in Databricks and see how that can pass through. So let's start here in this notebook here in Databricks that you can see. I'm just quickly going to show you the data, the table demo table that I'm going to work with. So I have a table here in my catalog called users and my name as the schema, but the table name is customers. So that's what we're going to work with today. In the first part here, I'm just querying the table just to let you see a little bit what kind of data we have here. So we have data about our customer here, an ID, and we have some columns for country and address. So if you put that in mind, we're going to make use of that later. In the next part, I'm just going to count the amount of rows in the table. As you can see here, I have 68,000 roughly in this table. And then thirdly, I'm going to just do a distinct count of the column country just to see how many distinct countries I have in the data. So I have 3 here: Spain, France, and USA. So that's the first part in Databricks in making sure that we have data in Databricks secured on Unity Catalog. Now let's switch over to Power BI and see what the experience is on that end. So here I'm over at Power BI desktop. And the first thing to mention is that we now have, with this new preview that you are enrolled in, you are going to need to use the Azure Databricks connector. I know it sounds a little bit confusing because you're on AWS Databricks, and previously you might have been using the Databricks connector, but in this case, you need to use the Azure Databricks connector. So what we also provided in this demo that we'll link to is a Power BI template that you can use to follow along if you would like to do that. So I'm going to open up that one. What you will then just need to do is to enter in some of the settings for your specific environment, Databricks environment. For example, the catalog name and the schema name, and then the SQL warehouse settings from your Databricks environment. So I'm not going to bore you with that thing there and to do. So I already have this report open. And once you do all of that, it will look something a little bit like this. So this is just a Power BI report that showcases this customer table that we just looked at. We can see we have this 68,000 rows of columns of rows in total, and then we have the 3 countries there. And what we'll do from here is just to publish this to the Power BI service here. So let's publish this to the Power BI service. So let's switch back over to Power BI service. So here in this view here, I'm over at the Power BI service. And what I'm seeing here is the semantic model of the Power BI report I just published. So it's called AWS PBI SSO. I'm going to check its settings just to verify that it indeed is using the direct query feature. This part here below, the report viewer, direct query pass-through, was previously not available if you use the Databricks connector. So with this new preview and the configurations you need to do on account level, and in combination with the Azure Databricks connector, you will be able to then have this option now here and be used. So just showing you that to verify that indeed that is what is being used in there. And next, I'm just going to switch over to the Power BI service of the actual report where the of the same report that we just saw on desktop. So I'm just going to do a refresh here to just verify that it's not something static and fake that I'm showing you. As you can see perfectly, it's loading. We're on Power BI service, but let's also verify again. I'm switching over back to Databricks, and here I'm going to go into the query history to validate that what I'm seeing here is actually queries being sent from Power BI back to the Databricks using the SQL warehouse. So as you can see here,
you as the user as well, like
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly as you said. It's also showing that it is me specifically that is sending these queries, and that's what I wanted to show. But that was the first part of the demo. Let's make it more spicy now, right? Let's try to add some fine-grained access control. Now I'm back into the notebook that I was in. So here, I'm going to try to set some fine-grained access controls using row level security and column level security. And let's start with validating 2 groups. So here I'm showing, but now I'm just running this cell, but now you can see that what I'm testing here is that if my current user is part of this group that I've called demo admin or demo FR, which stands for France. So it says that I'm not part of the demo admin and I'm part of the France group. So remember that for now. In the next part here, I'm just gonna create a row filter function. So this is what is going to be used for the row level security. I'm just gonna, and basically what this does is that I'm setting that if I'm part of the admin group, I will be able to see all the data. And if I'm not part of it, I will only be able to see data that starts with FR. And then this is the function as it is. Then what I'm also additionally going to do to make it usable is to grant access to this function, because that's what you need to do. Otherwise, the end users will not be able to use this. And granting privilege to this user, to all users here. And then finally, I'm actually going to apply this row level row function filter on this customers table on a specific column. And in this case, I'm picking the country column, and this is what it does. Next up, we have column level access control. In here, I'm just creating a very simple column masking function called simple mask. And then at the same as previously, I'm granting privileges on this function. And then I'm applying this to the customers table on the specific column called address. And now I need to do this. So what you can see now here in this result here is that with my row level security, I can only see countries from France. So I also see that the address column is masked now. And then I'm going to query the table again to count the amount of rows that I can see. Now you can see I can only see 23,000 compared to 68,000. And then I'm also counting the distinct countries that I can see. And I only see one, France. Switch to Power BI service again and show you how it looks like. So if I just refresh this same Power BI report, you can see now the access control that I set in Unity Catalog takes immediate gives immediate effect. So you can see here 23K and one country only. So perfect. And if I want to also check the query history, I'm just going to refresh that. You can see now that this was the queries from the notebook, but this last one is from the actual Power BI. And if you would want to, you can even go in here and just see that they are returning. It's only returning this 23,000 row in this query. And let's show this, switch over to Liping and show that she can also show from another user's perspective how it looks like.
Alex has kindly given me access to the admin group, and I'm not part of the France group. So this is Alex's catalog and Alex's schema. I'm going to select star from customer tables. Let's see the addresses that's not masked. And if we do a count here, and you should be able to see 68 instead of 23. Again, that goes to show I'm the part of the admin group. If we do a distinct of country and we run this, I should be able to see all countries. So that's what the admin group members is able to see in Databricks. If we switch over to Power BI and we'll refresh this to go on the fly, you can see I'll be able to see all 68,000 rows and all 3 countries. And again, if we go back to the query history here, you can see this is actually sent from Power BI as me as the user, and the rows sent is 68,000, right? So that goes to show Unity Catalog is controlling the access to the underlying Delta table based on whichever user is actually reading the Power BI reports. And we have put the Power BI template as well as the notebook that we showed in this demo in a GitHub repo, or link the GitHub repo in the description of this video if you want to try out this feature yourself, right? Thank you for watching. We'll see you at the next video.
Thank you for watching Data Leaps. If you think the content is useful, please like and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it.